Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to talk about why every single person should invest and why investing is the secret to the wealth of the billionaires and millionaires of this world, and why even you should be able to invest and have that pathway to long-term wealth and happiness. What is investing? Well, investing is putting some sort of resource down today. Normally we use time and financial assets, but then for a bigger payoff in the future. Here, we often do this with education. For example, we go to school, we go to college, we get our degree in the hope of passing exams and getting a better job. We do this every day with cooking, when we spend time buying the food, prepping the food, to ultimately produce a delicious meal. And even when we go to the gym and we work out, where we run the miles so we're better in our future half marathon, or lift weights so that in the future we look better when we hit that beach. So why don't we do this with financial assets, where we take a little bit of our income every single month, put it away so that we can invest it in the future for some sort of payoff. The same goes for investing, using part of your income today to set aside to invest it in financial assets for some future gain and future payoff, so that we can pay and afford to live the life that we want to lead. Let's look at why investing is so important and why every single person should do it. Official data from the Office of National Statistics, which in the UK is the people who take all the data from all the different parts of the country, compile it together and present it to government to show exactly how the population is doing, have shown that 15% of the population have no savings at all, which means that they can't afford to pay for anything that is out of the ordinary that life throws at them. And what is also more alarming is that around 33% of the whole population has less than £1,500 of ready cash for emergencies, such as boilers breaking, cars breaking down, or health issues which need to be covered. Unfortunately, when people don't have the money to spend on the emergencies, when they do crop up, they fall into a downward spiral of debt, which means they often go and get credit cards or loans out from the bank, which is a scary prospect when a lot of people are surviving paycheck to paycheck. In the UK, debt is around about £9,400, which is about $13,000. That excludes property, with the average debt, including mortgages and property, so what people usually use to buy their house, £126,500, which is over $150,000. But what's clear from these numbers is that people are being saddled with such debt that it can be overwhelming and very difficult to get out of this debt cycle, especially if you're living paycheck to paycheck. A lot of people, in an attempt to pay off the debt, will take out more debt, which just means that they suffer from this downward spiral of owing more and more money to different people. What can people do when they have such expenses? They take out loans and then they come to retirement without any money for that little nest egg that all of our grandparents have had as a pension. Well, here in the UK, we have a state pension, which traditionally was taken at the age of 65. More recently, however, the age in which you can take a state pension has increased to 66. So if you're retiring today, you can take that state pension at 66. However, there are plans that in 2028, the retirement age will increase to 67. And putting it into a calculator, me in my mid-20s, it's projected that I won't be able to retire until I'm 68. This could change, meaning that actually it's more like 70 or even pushing 75. So this just shows you that we're going to be working for a long time, especially if we're living paycheck to paycheck. The way to stop that, living from paycheck to paycheck, and have enough money so that when we're older and we've worked for 30, 40, 50 years, we can enjoy our lives, is to invest money right now. Use the power of time, use the power of compounding, earn and live that life that you want to when you're older. Given time and the power of compounding, you can see why people do invest. With the ability to invest over a period of 20, 30, 40, 50 years, you're able to start with small amounts which grow each and every year and month. And compounding, it was touted by Einstein as the eighth wonder of the world, and is something which everyone should really think about, both when investing and having their money grow, but also when they're taking out debt and how the compounding of interest can work against you. But for now, let's just go back to investing and why you should invest. You're watching this video, so you've already made a decision that you probably should educate yourself on investing. You've worked out just the basics of personal finance, like you have an idea, doesn't have to be regimented, of a monthly budget, so that you know where your money's going, and hopefully you've worked out areas where you're not overspending so that you can save money. Hopefully by this point you've set up an emergency fund. Normally recommend between 3 to 6 months of income so that you're covered and you're not one of those people who's living paycheck to paycheck. So if an emergency comes along, you lose your job, you can cover your living expenses until you find a new job. Let's go to investing. This is a huge subject and one which I'm going to help you along with. But there are so many different ways in which you can invest. It can be in the stock market, it can be in the bond market, it can be in real estate, it can be in currencies, even cryptocurrencies. The financial world is huge and there are so many opportunities, and nowadays with the power of the internet, it has never been so easy. I just want you to leave this video with the thought that every single one of you is investing. This doesn't have to be thousands of pounds or dollars. It can literally start with a tiny amount of a few pounds, a few dollars a week. £10, $10 every single week will grow, and it will grow surprisingly large, especially for people who have never saved or invested in their lives. So I hope this helps to get you at least a little bit interested in the next steps of investing. In further videos, we'll cover more about what we can invest in, how to invest, and what you should be looking for. Thank you, and see you in another video.